Hey everyone! Today we're doing a focused, design-led deep dive into two very different modern performance cars. The 2025 Toyota GT Super and the 2026 McLaren GTS, with particular attention to exterior design language and the black McLaren GTS finish that makes that car feel almost stealthy. I'll walk you through styling cues, aero choices, material touches, and the color options that shape how these cars communicate on the road and in photos. Let's start with the Toyota. The GT Super wears a compact, purposeful silhouette. Its hood is long enough to feel aggressive but short enough to preserve a tight, driver-focused stance. The front fascia is all intention. Large air intakes, a sculpted lower splitter and narrow headlamp signatures that carve a clean, forward-leaning face. From three-quarters you notice strong haunches over the rear wheels. Toyota's design language for its performance models emphasizes pronounced wheel arches to visually promise grip and momentum. The roofline slopes into a compact rear, where a tidy diffuser and visible exhaust outlets balance sportiness with everyday usability. Close-up details matter. The grille treatment and bumper insets are textured to read as functional. Coolers, brake ducts and aerodynamic gills are integrated rather than applied, which helps the car look like it earns its airflow. The light signatures, thin LED daytime running strips, are modern and aggressive, framing the car's front with a focused gaze. Materials and finishes on the GT Super lean toward performance pragmatism. Matte or satin carbon fiber roof and mirror caps are available on performance trims. Wheel choices run from lightweight forged spokes to multi-spoke alloys that fill the arches depending on package. Brake calipers and contrast pinstripes are common visual upgrades for owners who want a track-ready vibe without changing the car's everyday composure. What about color? Toyota's performance cars tend to offer a mix of classic and bold finishes. Everything from super white and crystal white pearl to deeper tones like black, pearl and Portimao blue. Toyota's 2025 performance lineup has historically included both understated and dramatic tones, with black and pearl finishes often paired with contrasting trim to accentuate the car's aggressive creases. If you want a subtle, stealthy look, a solid deep black or graphite will emphasize the sculpted surfaces. Choose one of the brighter metallics or racing reds and those creases pop in sunlight. Toyota's e-brochures and paint listings confirm the Supra and GR line offer a range that includes multiple whites, blacks, and metallic blues and reds. The GT Super's exterior is meant to telegraph competence. It suggests precision engineering and driver focus rather than flamboyance. That's why paintwork is often paired with practical aero pieces, a modest lip spoiler, integrated diffuser, and vents that look functional. For content creators, the GT Super photographs well with dramatic side lighting that highlights the wheel arches and the fascia's negative space. Now switch lanes to the McLaren. The McLaren GTS occupies an entirely different design universe, one rooted in supercar aerodynamics and a sculptural approach to surfaces. The GTS is lower, wider, and uses flow-first shaping, a teardrop-shaped cabin, sharply defined buttresses, and bodywork that channels air cleanly around the monocoque. The nose is low and tapered. The front splitter and underbody are integral to the silhouette rather than visually separate add-ons. McLaren's design is less about surface detail and more about how light and shadow reveal taut, continuous panels. A defining trait of the GTS is its use of purposeful voids, side intakes, brake cooling ducts, and rear air exit channels that are as much about performance as they are about appearance. The rear is muscular and technical. A diffuser that looks like a functional sculpture, an integrated spoiler profile and exhaust outlets that punctuate the buttresses. Wheels are typically large multi-spoke or twin-spoke designs that complement the very short overhangs and wide track. The black GTS is a study in how finish changes perception. McLaren often specifies gloss black components, splitter, diffuser, side skirts and mirror housings, to create tonal layers and deepen the car's visual contrast. On a black paint job the gloss black aero pieces blend into the body, producing an almost one shape look where the car reads as a single, continuous form. Gloss finishes on carbon fiber and dark metallic paints also pick up subtle reflections that accentuate curves without calling attention to busy surface details. McLaren's materials choices, high gloss carbon accents and brushed metal badges, keep the black GTS from looking flat. Instead it becomes stealthy, jewel-like and intensely focused. McLaren's official materials explain that the GTS emphasizes gloss black aero components and a teardrop cabin to optimize airflow and visual coherence. Where Toyota's palette mix is bold and practical, McLaren's options lean toward bespoke finishes, visible carbon packages and contrast stitching on interior trim that pair with exterior color choices. For the GTS, you'll often see dedicated black packs, gloss black wheels, darkened badges and smoked lights that reinforce that stealth look while retaining high-end surface quality and jewel-like reflections. Official spec pages and dealer overviews for McLaren list these gloss black and carbon accent options as part of exterior packages. If you're shooting either car, the GT Super benefits from angled low shots that emphasize the front grille and wheel arches. Side lighting at golden hour makes colors like Portimao blue or Renaissance red sing. The McLaren GTS in black thrives on controlled light. Soft overcast conditions or low sun behind the car will reveal the sculpted panels. Use reflections intentionally. On the GT Super they can highlight creases, on the black GTS they become part of the mood. In short, the 2025 Toyota GT Super is the focused athlete, shorter, more compact, with design